What's up, guys? Mitch, Respect My Region, back with another North American Weed Tour podcast, episode 47. And I am Mitch Pfeiffer, joined by...
I'm Joey J. Ping. Today we've got 420 Kingdom, we've got Jordan and Jesse. Thank you guys for hanging out and being with us today. It's an honor to have you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Hell yeah, man. So give us the quick breakdown on 420 Kingdom, man. What are you guys? What are the pillars of business?
Jesse, you want to take this one?
I think we lost him.
He said, "I'm out. Never mind. I'm scared." All right. So check it. We're a cultivation company. We got a micro business license. C12. So we're vertically integrated. So my pops started this company in June of 2019. Yeah, June 2019, man. And so we grow all aeroponics, so no soil, no rock wool, free hanging roots. It's pretty dope, bro. Like, it's kind of funny too because we just wanted to grow a bunch of dope weed, and basically what happened was we're in Bakersfield. So if you're familiar with Bakersfield, it's like super conservative, old school. It's not legal at all. There's no brick and mortar stores. And so the closest licensed cannabis to Bakersfield was actually like in Cal City or Adelanto, which is an hour and a half away. Well, there was a little farming town called Arvin, probably like maybe 5,000 people. They legalized it, and it's only about 15 miles outside of Bakersfield. So long story short, we got a Weed Maps listing for $800, number one spot, which, Weed Maps did us the favor, bent us over real quick, and a year later, we're doing about 8,000 a month. So cheers to Weed Maps. Love you guys. Shout out. And so, yeah, it was great. We went from like one driver. So we opened up our delivery service. We went from one driver to about 30 drivers, and we're doing about 250 a day, right around there. And then, 350, 400 on the big days. So it's dope.
There we go, killing.
Yeah, man. We went from literally like not even like delivery wasn't even a part of our plan, and then we just kind of opened it up, and that's where it is now. And our main focus is still growing dope weed, though. We love it. It's good. That's 420 Kingdom in a nutshell, bud.
That's super fire. Now we when you started that introduction, we didn't have Jesse on the live here with us. Did you possibly, both of you guys, give us a little bit of background on you guys personally and like what you guys do in the space and with the company? And I guess Jesse, we should probably start with you on this one.
Yeah. No worries. I take care of all Northern California as far as like sales and networking goes, and building the brand, getting us our awareness out there. So anywhere from Central Valley all the way up to Northern California. So I've been with the company for about 5-6 months now. But it's been amazing, man. It's been awesome. So our stuff's super unique. And I came from the agricultural side. So, in Central Valley, like number one agriculture in the whole world. So in order for us to be here, I think one thing that Jordan didn't mention is we use, 90% less water, which is real huge. Or 9% loss than any other grow. So it's real huge for us around here with all these farmers growing like, all types of agriculture.
Yeah, I mean, driving out here recently, like, I have a couple of dispensaries and whatnot in the actual area. Bakersfield, Visalia, Farmersville, Lemoore, Lindsay, Woodlake, all these different areas. And there is so much agriculture. There is cows, chickens, oranges. I think I see limes. I saw a cash for olives sign. What?
Yeah.
Like, usually I'm seeing cash for clunkers, but no. Out here it's cash for olives.
Or you lucky you didn't see cash for pallets.
Cash for pallets. I've seen that in LA. That's not as crazy as one might think. Now for you, Jordan, what's your background with the company? I know you mentioned earlier your father or there's a family aspect to it. Can you share some details and shed some light on that?
Yeah. So it was about 4 years ago to where we currently are now. It was me, my pops, this guy Chuck, and Mario, who are all partners as well. And funny enough, when when weed was up on the ballot to be legalized in Bakersfield, my pops voted it down. Like he was like he was not having it. And then we kept working on him, telling him like, no, we should do this, blah, 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 blah. And turned out that my grandma, so it was like maybe 6 months into actually having our license and having the dispensary, she passed away, and she had really bad arthritis. But a big part of like the research that my pops did to really kind of get sold and be on board was like the pain that my grandma was going through for arthritis. And so that kind of like almost springboarded it into even more, right, for my pops to get on board. And we kind of like looked into different growing methods, and we'll be the first ones to tell you, bro, we didn't know shit about growing, but we know about building a company. And I've always been a smoker, that type of thing. And long story short, we ended up picking Essence as our growing platform, which is an aeroponic grow. And we hired this guy, Matt, who's like a little fucking like weed genius botanist from Purdue, 24 years old type, just super humble guy. He's awesome, man. And so my dad is the CEO, and yeah, man, like it's definitely, but I've been building companies with my pops since 2000. So this is actually the first one though that I was able to build really truly like from the ground up. Like he already kind of had some established shit. Like I just worked within his companies, didn't really help to build the company. And so this is a fun project for us, bro, because it's this is the first one we've actually been able to like be completely hands-on. And I'm there. I was there from like day one driver, day one building the delivery side, being buyer, then moving over to the sales and shit like that.
So what has been the biggest side of your guys' business at this point? Is it the cultivation or is it delivery?
Ooh,
That's tough.
Man, cultivation's creeping, I'll tell you that. But we're pumping in delivery.
Yeah,
bro.
the delivery
Like,
is smashing it.
Delivery fucking smashes. And the other thing is that it's like, we're already at a point where we need to get more grow space. So we're already working on phase 2 to get some more grow space, because our delivery's pumping. Like people sleep, like they sleep on Bakersfield thinking like, oh, it's small and there's cows and donkeys fucking each other. But no, there's 18 high schools, bro. Like this shit is big as fuck.
It's
like
huge.
People be sleeping on this place and it's fucking huge. Like
got an
there's
Amazon
a lot of people
here,
bro, that are not being served at all, only by us. And then there's a couple other ones, but they're deep, bro. They're like, an hour and a half, sometimes 8 hour wait time. And for us, we give you 20% off your order if we're literally 1 second past an hour. So it just kind of exploded for us.
Wow. So how many drivers, I think you mentioned earlier, how many drivers do you guys have on every day then to meet that quota?
So our delivery team is about 30, 33, something like that.
Wow. Yeah, you guys are definitely crushing. And then for your guys' own flower, how much of that, I mean, you don't have to have exact, but how much of you guys pumping through, straight vertically integrated through your guys' own delivery, and how much are you guys wholesaling?
So I would say about 25% of our flower is going to our delivery, and then maybe 20% going to wholesale, and the rest is all dispensaries.
Okay. That's awesome. And then so, you mentioned that Bakersfield is obviously like kind of the smaller town, like country vibes. Like what is the kind of the cannabis culture around there? I mean, you also mentioned it was kind of conservative, but what are people's like feelings on the plant? Are they feel pretty educated, pretty like, pledge allegiance to specific brands, or is it just kind of average consumers? What's it kind of look like out there?
Well, it's kind of funny because we're really setting the pace. It's whatever I give them. And I have a funny story, Jody, and I'm actually meeting up with Kevin. I'm gonna do some shit with him tomorrow, bro. We're gonna hit the road. We're gonna meet Kevin, the dude. We're gonna go do a NorCal route. But it's really I tell this story a lot, bro, because there's something to be said about like the maturing of the demographic in Bakersfield. So like I brought Kevin on, right? Top shelf cultivation, shout out, fire Wosi. I mean, absolute gas. You know what I mean? Y'all know. they were like, fuck you. Like, that shit is way too expensive. I'm like, Kevin, your shit's not going to move out here. Like, it won't move. He's like, bro, trust me. Just wait till they buy it. Trust me. I'm like, I know it's fire, but long story short, now they're mad if I don't have top shelf. They're mad if I don't have CBX. They're mad if I don't have these like fire, just absolute gas strains. But before, when we first started, they were very much like, you know, I don't want to spend a lot. But now it's like all I have. And then the shit that we produce, I mean, that's our number one seller. Like, and that's what's really dope about the culture that we have is like everything started sitting, bro. Like once we came out with our own flower, it really showed a lot of like love and support from what we're doing. And when we brought that cannabis to Bakersfield, because a lot of other brands started to sit and everyone was fucking with us, bro, like super hard. And so it's definitely matured for sure.
I mean, there's something to be said about the quality of, I think, the product. You know, obviously, you know, we get along, we're homies, we're all, you know, doing podcasts and cool shit and getting stoned on buses and partying and turning it up and shit, which shout out to Hollow Flowers. But like the weed, the product is actually phenomenal, right? And I think that's where the consumers and the data, they don't ever lie. And so it's always interesting to see how that can be reflective. I'm sure when you guys and your product, if it's ever low on your menu, I'm sure those other brands see spikes because it's in a similar echelon or a similar quality category, right? And so very, very interesting to hear that you guys are definitely not only keeping up with those big boys, those big ass brands, but just wait until the scaling happens, right? Just wait until you guys get all the doors, 600, 700, 800 doors. Oh man, that watermelon mimosa is going to be everywhere. So this leads me to my next question. Out of like the various strains that you guys are cultivating, it's all aeroponic. Can you give us a quick, 101 of what aeroponic cultivation is?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah. So essentially the roots, they hang down in the air. So they're suspended in the air. So imagine like us hanging upside down our whole life. Like we don't have gravity. We don't have to push against anything. So those things can like literally blow out. Like they can just literally hang. And all they're doing is hanging and getting misted. So it's like 10 minutes off and 1 minute on. So the nutrients are going straight to the roots. It doesn't have to fight through any soil. It's just literally hanging. So with that being said, like, as our system is, on a closed loop system, so everything essentially runs up and comes back and is documented and calculated. We can know like when they're eating, what they're eating, how much they're eating. So every batch we can essentially get better and better and better just from our data analysis on the plant.
So again, you guys have you have a baby plant, right? We've all seen babies, right? And then the roots are just hanging, like there's like a thing here and it's just hanging down underneath. And you guys spray them and mist them?
Correct.
Perfect.
Yep.
Just wanted to give the people a quick basic visual of what aeroponics is, because obviously most people are probably used to seeing plants in the ground, plants in pots, a bunch of dirt, cocoa, what is it, the rock wool, right?
Yeah.
Was there a reason why you guys chose? I heard it mentioned earlier the essence system. Was there a reason why you guys chose and went this direction instead of others?
Yeah, there is. For one, we didn't really have a ton of experience, and but we knew we could hire the right team. We knew that the capex was obviously high. The barrier to entry is high, but because Matt can basically handle the entire grow with his iPad, bro. Like, it's so like streamlined, and it's really cool to see. And so really we picked it because one, it was an automatic differentiator. Like there's nobody doing it the way that we're doing it. You know what I mean? I always tell people like, just on some knowledge shit, like if you know somebody doing it, please let me know. Like I want to connect with them. We're going to work some shit out but I just haven't been able to really find anybody that's doing it the way that we're doing it. And so that was obviously a big reason, was because I think it was funny because when we first started, it was very much like, we don't know what we're getting into. Hopefully we don't have to trash this whole system. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money we put into that. But now I wholeheartedly believe that just like when hydroponic came out and everybody was freaking out, like, what is this? It was unknown. Everyone's like, whoa, this is crazy, giving us crazy numbers. I truly think that that's what it is, like what aeroponic is going to be. And that next thing that people don't know about, but is going to explode. Like, I think it's just such a cool system, bro. And like, it's so cool. And look, it's finicky, but like, we have done such a good job because we have like Kelly Steinbeck, who, like, I don't know if you guys know, but we have the biggest Nestle in the world in Bakersfield. She was like fucking like top 3 for like years. So she brings like crazy SOP cleanliness compliance stuff. And then we have that coupled with our botanist from Purdue, who's a badass. And it's just making magic, bro. And like, I'm not saying everyone can do it the way we're doing it, and maybe they can. And all I know is, like, I just talked to a guy today. If there's a guy that's gonna open up, same system, he's in LA, and I'm like, dude, run it, come through, like, let's talk. Like, we're all in this shit together, you know what I mean? We're all gonna eat. And so really the reality of it was a differentiator for us.
I like that. Starting, having all the right people in the right place to build a solid team. I think that's obviously super important, right? We all know that in terms of building businesses, but also even entering the business space with the mindset to be different from the beginning is something that most cannabis operators or cannabis business operators, rather, they just don't really think of it or approach their business from that way. Obviously, we've all heard of the quick cash grab, green rush, kind of model from the last, 10 years. But it's really, to me, it's really cool that you guys approach this with a little bit more, I guess, depth of thought in terms of, we want to do something different and we want to try to still be the best at it. And then you guys went and got someone from Nestle in that regard is pretty powerful. And this guy Jesse over here, and you guys' personalities are also something that I personally think is very relatable to in the industry. I do know a lot of buyers in the space, different dispensaries and deliveries that, they're just very particular with the kind of human that they want to work with, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, I think it speaks volumes as to the kind of team that you guys build out based on the humans that you guys are.
No, I appreciate that. And
That's
trust
awesome.
me, it wasn't all orgasms and rainbows. I mean, there's been some fucking some roads that we had to go down to get to where we're at, right? But like, we're making it work, bro. It's pretty fun to watch. Pretty cool to watch, man.
It's super cool part of to be out there networking and vibing and meeting people and just being a part of the the beginning of it.
Hell yeah! On the conversation of aeroponics, is that something, and being a differentiator, is that something that you guys are actively like pushing messaging out to consumers that buy your product of like, hey, this is something that separates us, and have you noticed any challenges of like communicating that across to the public?
Yeah,
No.
it's
Oh,
tough
go ahead.
when they like because you have to get them. You have to almost give them a visual, and it's tough without that visual. So. That's something that I know that like out in the field that we have to get something besides like me showing you on my phone, like something more out there that because when you say aeroponics, like people were like, well, what is that? Or like how people like up north like, oh, that's a myth, man. Yeah.
But it's cool because it's literally like you guys know half the battle is just getting to be able to talk to that person, you know what I mean? And so like once you have them and you're having a conversation, they're automatically like, I challenge them like, hey, have you heard of aeroponic? And then like very few people are like, yeah, I know aeroponic.
Yeah.
Like, and if they do, it's like, oh yeah, I tried it in a tub 10 years ago when I was growing, you know what I mean? So
or I flooded my living room. I used to try it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
we've heard of it since I think we first heard of it, Mitch, when it was Virginia Company in 2000. That was 2016 when we first discovered it.
17.
Well, 2017 was when we first visited, but 2016 they were in Diego with us. So when we first started, they were available. But even then, you don't, when you like your day one as a bud tender, you generally don't know all the cultivation methods, all the extraction methods, let alone all the terminology, right?
Yeah, I know people that only smoke their stuff, and like some of them know about it and some of them don't. But I don't know. I don't think they've taken a big approach to like communicating that.
That was one of the initial things that I really gravitated to as well with you guys. You know, to me, there's so many different variables that come into play when you're cultivating cannabis that there could be a number of different things that go wrong, right? That could cause various stressors to happen. Seeded plants, baby seeded plants, fully hermed plants, all the different kinds of malnutrient stuff, right? So it's like, and the heat, the too cold, too hot. There's just so many goddamn different things. So for you guys, when you're talking aeroponics, what do you guys notice as some of the common issues or some of the common problems that you guys have to overcome?
That we have to work on?
No, that you have to overcome. Is there anything like, like with soil, there's certain issues that kind of happen over and over. With cocoa, there's consistent issues or whatever with certain things. Is there anything with aeroponics specifically that you guys notice is like, that consistently happens or tends to happen in that kind of process?
Well, I'll say the one thing that I really like give a lot of like kudos to with Kelly being who she is and Matt. I mean, yeah, like Dirty Clones was a big deal for us. Like that got us pretty good a few times. You know what I mean? So, but they're so good at like vetting, and she's so the cleanliness is like through the roof, bro. Like, I mean, I'm talking like you might as well go swim in ISO before you even come into a room, like, so it's like we all those things that you're talking about that those problems have occurred, but we have been pretty good, which I feel like is the name of the game in cultivating in general is like, all right, you have an issue, you assess the issue, and what preventative methods can you come up with from not having that again. And so I feel like we've done a good job at, if an issue arises, not having that be another issue. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I see.
That's the most important thing for us that we have to focus on, because we know that there's going to be issues. It's just how do we prevent it? And we've been really good at not going through the same issue again.
That's huge. That's huge. I mean, I frequently hear, whether it's outdoor and the variables that occur in that, or, even down here in LA, when it gets 100+ degrees, it gets that does affect some of the cultivations and the indoor stuff if they really aren't protected in terms, or their ACs or whatever it is, right? So I find that to be super interesting, and also a credit to the team you guys have put together, because every time I've seen the 420 Kingdom weed, it's just always super tight. There's no seeds, no hay smells. So some of the certain things that even the other brands that you mentioned earlier can't even seem to overcome, that kind of stuff.
And what are some of the strains that you guys are offering that people are really gravitating towards?
Right now, I think the ones that are bigs for us right now are Motorhead and our Runts. I think the Runts is the one, but the Motorhead has been getting a lot of feedback lately. The Runts was the one on the YouTube video that we did on the tour, where it kind of looked like it was. We posted on our Instagram where it looked like it was what was that comment, Jordan? What did they say it was on the Runts?
Oh, like you broke it apart and it looked like honey. Like you could break it and it was like honey. Funny thing was like
crazy
some people
gooey.
were going fucking bananas over this shit and like, this is fake. They infused it with THC, fucking distillate. I mean, it was like 95 comments, and like low key, these dipshits don't even know it's just sugar. It's not even fucking it's not even like the THC. That's what's funny. It's not THC. It's literally sugar. That's all it is. But it looks crazy, and people that don't know that, when they see it pull to break apart, and they see like a thing like this big, and it's just like lines of like, it looks like honey, everyone thought it was like THC, which in reality it's not. It's just sugar. But it's pretty cool to have that happen is a key indicator. I think that we're doing the right thing. Like I think like some people don't even have the luxury to be able to break their shit apart and then like see an entire glisten from like one nug to the other nug still intact, long lines. It looks like a spider web. Like, it looks crazy.
The terps, the trichomes splitting apart, and man, absolutely love it. That was one of the things that was super impressive when I first saw the weed. I was just like, damn, look at like Jesse, when you first showed me one of the buds, he was like, you gotta see, look at this fucking watermelon, look at this jar. It's like, holy shit, how dense they were, and this just the smell on it, just popping. 2 to 3% terps. You guys ever do a terpene test on them?
Yeah. Our latest batch came in at 2.9.
Yeah, I called it 2 to 3%. Yep. Called it right there.
Yeah, that shit, when you open it, it slaps you in the face for sure. That watermelon is crazy.
Man.
Crazy unique.
So what do you guys look for your in-house strains? Like what are the characteristics that really cater you to choose why to go with something?
You know, that would have to be Matt. That's more of a Matt question. He's the one that, you know, that dude's such a like little mad genius, smoker, pothead, like fucking just knows his shit. And like, you know, we've had a couple, like, you know what does really bad in our system is blue cookies. It just didn't do well. But we're in the R&D phase, and like, you know, we have our watermelon mimosa, solid hybrid, 70-30 split type shit with sativa, indica, great ass fucking hybrid. And then right now we're going to put online our grape pie, which we did grapes and cream, which was an absolute slapper, bro. But they discontinued that clone. And we got a tissue culture of some grape pie, which is going to be, it's looking bananas. So we're looking like we're going to have our final strain of the indica that we can keep in rotation. But we're still just doing 1 to 2 rows to really see like what is slapping within the system. Because honestly, not everything, it's a pretty stressful environment for that plant to be within no soil or no whatever. And so when we choose them, we've had a couple that have, you know, not done well, doesn't do a good yield, all that. But you know, I don't really know any specific like why he's choosing certain strains. I think we're really just like, let's get it popping. Let's do 1 to 2 rows. Let's see what's up. But we know that the grapes and cream was absolute fire for us. So we finally brought it back, basically a grape pie, which is the same thing.
We also have that pre-98 Bubba Kush that's crazy too. That's nuts.
I gotta try that.
So
yeah,
with these strains, what would you say really separates? And Jesse, because I know you're not to say Jordan that you're not the smoker, but I just have smoked a couple joints back to back with Jesse on that stuff on the bus, and so it's like, what would you say really separates your guys' buds from some of the other brands or products that are out there?
I would say like when you're like out smoking in places, and I know me and you talk about this, Joey, like there's nothing when you walk by people, like nothing smacks you in the face, like, oh my God, that guy is smoking some absolute gas right there. Like you just like don't smell it like that too often anymore. Like, you know? So that in particular thing, like first, like with that watermelon, when you dry hit it, that taste is just like you don't almost don't even want to roll it. That's how I feel
the joint that you can smell the joint when it's rolled. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think that smell, that unique smell, when you first open it, it transfers over into the joint and over into the taste and over into this. Like it's just completely transferable from that first whiff that you get when you open the jar. And I think that's what makes this a little bit unique.
And to that point, Jordan, what are your thoughts? Because I know you're a big smoker as well. What do you think? It really separates you guys, not necessarily as a brand, but definitely, you know, flower specifically for you guys.
You know, getting a lot from people the how clean it is. Like they love how clean that smoke is. Doesn't give you that harsh cough. It's just, I've been getting a lot of people saying that it's unique, and I think that's due to the grow method. But also one of my favorite like comments that we've been getting from like a couple dispensaries that have ordered a ton from us is the consistency. Like,
Consistent.
and that to me was the biggest compliment we've gotten so far, was the consistency of what we're doing.
There we go. Love it. Consistent cannabis, few brands, and far between. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, and that's the goal. That's the standard that you got to set, man, if you want to build a brand in this space. And on the topic of brands, you guys obviously have a unique perspective in the industry where you guys cultivate your own products, and then through the delivery, obviously, are able to showcase other products and work with other brands. What are some of the brands that you guys sell that you guys have identified as like either the people want or just brands that you guys really enjoy?
Well, I mean, everyone loves Stizzy. We go hard for Stizzy, bro. Like, people just go absolute bananas for Stizzy. But you talking about like vape pens or what? Or you just anything or what?
Really anything. Just I'm just curious about the brands that you feel like have done that you guys carry that people really identify with or ask for or seem to order. That have clearly built out a following.
You know what? Before when the Prop 215 was going on, heavy hitters was super like tough in our region. So like people still fuck with heavy hitters hard over here, and it's fun in LA. I just don't see it that much in LA. You know what I mean? And so we definitely fuck with heavy hitters a lot. So I like them. More farms, like peep them if you guys haven't. Great price, great product. We pump out more hard, and then like I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Kindly. You guys ever heard of Kindly?
Yeah.
Yeah, we fuck with Kindly hard. They're dope. I like them a lot. Rami's the homie. We pump them super hard, and then like they have just great flower, bro. Like it's great pricing, great everything. And then I think like obviously your Kiva, your Kana. We just brought on Wild, which is going bananas right now. Like everybody's loving Wild. Dude, everybody buys like everything we put out there. It's just like the name of the game is like, is it priced right? You know what I mean? Is it like I'm not gonna buy if I can't make like a good amount on it, or if I think like, hey, you're competing in this lane, like I'll tell that person or that brand, like, bro, I'll bring on any brand. I don't care. I don't give a shit if you have trash outdoor weed, because there's a market for it. But if your trash outdoor weed is $4 more than like fucking honeydew, which is a slapper of an outdoor, you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna sell. And so I'll push whoever, and a lot of our shit will sell. It's just like the name of the game for us is how is it, right? Like, and where's it priced at and all that stuff.
And with pricing, what are some of the issues that seem to arise with that people can't get pricing right? Are they do you often see people in a certain price bracket that's just highly competitive, or do you see them just not having realistic price expectations for their product? Oh, hold on. We got a little bit of feedback.
Are we back to the Blair Witch Project again here?
I think so.
just to get your boy.
Bro, he's creeping me out.
All right, y'all. Well, we're just working through some technical difficulties. This is what it's like when you're in the middle of Bakersfield or Arvin or one of these towns. Occasionally, one of the farm animals will cross the wrong road, and then all of a sudden they're getting in your electricity.
That's right.
In your
Sometimes
Wi-Fi.
The signal gets interrupted by some dairy cows out here.
All right, so real quick, so Jesse, for you, it's kind of a similar question to what Mitch was just asking. Popular brands, popular strains in the actual area. Obviously Stizzy and Heavy Hitter, some of those kinds of companies are just really well branded and have been around for a while. Probably, I would assume Raw Garden, some of the other ones of that nature. What kinds of brands do you gravitate towards? What's a company that really speaks to you, whether it's flower or one of the other products?
Well, I mean, just one that sticks off the top of my head or two was I tried some of the Indos at Hall Flowers, just some pre-rolls I think that were going around, and then there was they were pretty fire. I think we just got them on our menu too, and there was King's Roll. They had a cantaloupe pre-roll, but that when I opened that cantaloupe, I hadn't smelled anything like that before. That was crazy. I don't remember what it was. It was at Hall Flowers a while ago, but it was some type of cantaloupe.
Love it.
No, it's like a blueberry.
Blueberry?
It was crazy.
It was like, by the way, sorry for the technical difficulties, bro. I was milking my cow out back, dude.
How many gallons did you get?
He's got to get milk for the kids in the morning for school, bro. That's how you got to do it out here.
That's like, it's so funny, dude. Like, I love when people say shit like that because it's like so far from the truth. Like, but it is the truth, kinda.
Sorry, my cow ate my Wi-Fi. Like, what?
My bad, dude.
That's so funny. Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm stoned. I smoked 2 fucking Jeeters. I've taken 3 dabs. I don't know if you guys have noticed. The weed's hitting me hard.
Bro, if I took a dab, bro, I wake up on Tuesday, bro. This shit's like rocket fuel out here, bro.
What? I'm over here. Come on.
I'm not a dabber either. But yeah, I kind of want to go back to that question because we were talking about pricing. I think that's a common, a not so common topic where it needs to be in the industry, but it's obviously a common topic when you look at like where consumer demand's at. So from your standpoint of being a distribution or retail outlet, dealing directly with the customers, is pricing when brands come to you, do you often find that they're either priced in an area that's like far too competitive or they don't price their product according to like realistic expectations?
Well, I think I've been noticing, and fuck, I could be wrong, but there's a lot of variables that go into it, man. I think I've noticed a lot of people that are not vertically integrated, they have some challenges, bro. Like they because they are not vertically integrated and they only have, a distro, or they only have, let's say, a dispensary, or they only have cultivation and now they're paying that 20% distro. So there's some variables I think that go into it, but then there's also I've been growing for 20 years and I know, you know what I mean? Like my shit needs to go for this price. Like, and I'm just kind of like, well, I mean, okay, maybe for them, but it's like I was talking, like I was over, I was at a dispensary in LA recently, and like the guy was like, it was comedy to them because this dude walked in, and this is the buyer telling me, and he's like, Jordan, this guy walked in, he was like super hipster, like, and he's telling me how this shit just flies in Hollywood. And he's like, bro, look around, like we're literally in Compton. Like, the fuck? Like, so I feel like it's got to be like a living, like there's certain price that you have to hit, but it's got to be a living organism to the demographic you're in. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so that's where I think like a lot of people sleep on, like, all right, what's my demographic here? And I think people know, and they're like, they always ask me like, hey, what's your demographic like? And I'm like, well, it's fucking great. It'll sell in, whatever. And then they're like, oh, okay. But it's like, do you really know? Like, and are you willing to work with that price? Because in the end, like I said, I will push anybody's shit. It's not even that. It's, will it sell? Like, so if you want to put it up here, good. Let's put it up. Give it to me at 23. I'm telling you, it's going to sit and you're never going to get a reorder, but whatever, fuck it. You want to do it? Then let's do it. So people have to be flexible with the demographic that they're pitching to,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Bakersfield being a unique place, the LA is such a unique market. The Valley's a unique market, all the different areas of the desert, the IE, lots of good data available online for people to get a better understanding of who lives in these areas and what kind of money they actually have. But most importantly, the data and the sales on the POSs don't really lie. If it doesn't sell, it ain't moving. And if it ain't moving, it's got to go. You take it back. Take that shit. Because even BOGOs don't sell the shit. There's a lot of flour out there right now. A lot of good flour out there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's why actually, go ahead.
Oh, no, no. I was just gonna say, to that point, what do you guys feel like helps your guys' flower sell so well? What has gone into it? Is it the pricing? Is it the quality? Is it the experience? I mean, is it everything dialed in at once?
Consistency, right?
I think it's all of it dialed in, and then on top of that is the packaging. Like our little gold lion on there sticks out like crazy. Our gold tops, and then our unique cultivation ways, and it's just a differentiator of explain to people like what we are, how we are. Like no one else can walk in there and say, we're aeroponics. Like we can walk in there full confidence. Like, look, we're the only ones right now. This is what we do. But I think that that packaging is super, super unique. We get comments on that gold label all the time on our little lion guy.
5-star aeroponics.
And to like take it like even to take it to a point like, sometimes I can't argue, like I can tell you it's consistent, right? But like until you order it and until it consistently sells, who gives a fuck? Because my word may not mean shit. So like to take it even a little further, like I said, we really give a shit about feedback. Like that is one of our most important things. So much so that we put a fucking QR code, and we were thinking, some people do it, some people won't. Thousands of people have done this shit, bro. You can literally scan a QR code from our packaging and rate our flower and give us on terpene, on taste, on all the different things. Write a note, send it, and it's all in Excel. But I shoot it to buyers all the time, and I'm like, look, dude, I'll keep bad ones on there too. Like, and I'll tell you what, there's really not that many bad ones, but that's just another piece that like shows that we're humble enough to be like, help us, like fucking let's run this. Like what do you and I think a lot of people they want to feel a part of and
part of their
when
business.
they feel like they've been heard, when they feel like they've been heard on that survey and we reach out or whatever, like that shit speaks volumes and it really 100%. Resonates with people. So, and we've gotten some great feedback that has genuinely helped us.
I think another thing too is like super unique that I don't see a lot is the terpene profiles also on the packaging.
Yeah, that for me, I mean,
yeah, Joey's been speaking about that forever.
Yeah,
come on, man, come on, give me the terps. What if you had a high terpene that was, what if you had a strain, a certain batch was different than normal and it was higher in one terpene than it was normally? Someone would have a different experience, and that's that kind of, it goes back down to the science of the consistency. Having the terpenes on there is actually more data for customers to get a good understanding of what their high might be like and how potent or how heavy, how amplified it might be, right? That watermelon mimosa you guys said is a sativa hybrid, correct?
Yeah.
So what perfect examples, there might be phenos where maybe it's a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that on some of them, right? Could be heady, could be body high, could be anxiety, depending on the person you ask. Having those terps on, they really give someone an understanding of like, all right, this one, 1% limonene or osamine or some, something else. Like, all right, cool. I'm not going to get too much anxiety. It's going to be a little even keel. But if that shit got up to like 3%, right, they could be freaking out potentially. So there's a lot of good information behind and a lot of good, at least for me, a lot of appreciation behind you guys having the terps. Certain terps also make my body hurt.
I was gonna say, it also can like dehydrate you or
Yeah, certain terpenes dehydrates me, and I already hurt from dehydration. So it's just like I stay away from strains that make my body dry out. Like Mitch, remember when I used to smoke a lot of Dutch Treat? I used to love the Dutch Treat, the Jack Herrera, kind of terpene profile. I stay away from all that stuff now because it just makes my body dry out and hurt.
Well, and what's funny is I think about this a lot, bro. And like, this is just like on some not really sure, but like, okay, so you've been in the cannabis game, Joey. Like you are, so like how do we as a space to the average common smoker with it just saying limonene, right? Like you almost have to have limonene. This is what it does. you know,
Yeah, because
whatever the next terp is, this is what it does. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think about that a lot. Like, how do we portray in such an easy way for the end user to be able to like digest the reasonings behind, right, terpenes? Because you've been in the cannabis game, you know, right? Because
Yeah,
you've been in
I
it.
think it kind of boils down to symbolism, iconography. You know, with buddies, we put the terpenes on our stuff. Depending on the item, we actually put a little fruit symbol or a little icon, maybe something for spice or an earth symbol for earthiness. You know, I don't know what we use for sour, so tough example for that one. But you know, there is a definitely of and I like the brand Originals. They have their dispensary and their weed brand. They on their
Shout
package.
out.
Yeah, shout out to Originals. They also have they've created their own icons, like their own little symbols. And so it could be one of those things where you guys just create your own little language and have a key, and you market, you know, the language, the icons, and the key with those QR codes and with those links for feedback, kind of all in synchronization to get the education out there. Now, does that mean that every customer that, you know, comes across your brand the first time that they're already going to know, you know, terpenes? No, right? The overall, I think as an industry, we're doing a pretty poor job of getting cannabis information to the non-cannabis customer, right? To like, we speak to the industry a lot, we speak to the cannabis friendly community a lot, but we don't do a good job of getting information to the other people. And so I think it would be awesome to see, you know, obviously the jars, the packaging, entirely experience is just out of this world as it is. But over time, right, various ways to improve. I know Maven Genetics has a little card insert inside their box. I think they have terpenes and maybe strain information. Like, I don't know. You guys are, again, being as creative as you guys are and seeing as how
Yeah.
dope the brand already is. It's really just, it's going to be exciting to see your guys' progression over time and how it transfers to, you know, the customer getting value at all points, right? Right now, the customer gets an extremely high quality cannabis product inside the jar. The packaging is immaculate. And then you guys deliver terpenes and some of the other key information. It's grown in a very unique and memorable fashion. And it's at a good price. You guys aren't at that $90 an eighth price point like some of the other brands are. So
Nah.
at that point, all those things are adding up to a really, really great premium quality cannabis experience.
You know what I did recently? I did a podcast with this like prominent like insurance broker, and he was like, it was so funny because he wanted to say that he smoked, but he did not want to say, because it's like a small big town. But like, dude, it got like crazy numbers, like crazy, and it spiked like everyone. The big takeaway was really like, look, you can go to a shop in town that's not licensed and not know what you're getting, or you can buy our shit and know exactly what you're getting. And I mean, it just like spread like wildfire, you know what I mean? Yeah. Not to mention we were first to market here, but you know, stuff like that too, like just, you know, giving them that knowledge of, you know, what you're getting and why you're getting it and how it's tested in the lab. And that's shit that we're still fighting. And that's crazy because all of California is legal. So yeah, you guys don't really have to go through that as much, or most people don't have to go through that. You know, if you're in LA, you don't have to have that conversation, and it's actually a pretty easy conversation. So that's kind of something that we deal with a lot.
What is something that you guys are hoping to change with the legislation in Bakersfield?
I don't want to change it. Like, if I'm being real, like stay illegal, bro. Our delivery's pumping. Like, we don't need it to be legalized at all. Nah, it would be cool. Like, I think it's going to be legalized within the next couple years. We have a lot of like, I don't know if you heard, but there's like this big old, like the headlines were like, it's a $1 billion weed bust, kind of like right inside of Kern County. Like, it was huge, like massive. But these guys, I'm not going to say, these guys chopped down a hemp field And by law, what you have to do is you have to give them 2 weeks to basically remediate. It came in at like 0.05, like something stupid, like low THC, 0.05. I think you have to be like 0.03 for CBD or something like that. And they chopped it down. And it was actually tied to like a prominent college for research. So like we're in a massive lawsuit. I mean, these guys lost hundreds of millions of dollars with this crop. So it's like there's a shit ton of bureaucracy going on. Like I don't see it. Like I don't know, man. I think it's gonna happen in the next.
Well,
Cut off.
Damn, the
Well,
story
Bakersfield
was just getting good.
I
just
know.
getting thick.
No, Bakersfield has been a freaking booming, growing like the last probably 5 years or so. Because I mean, we just got an Amazon here, and now that a lot of people can work from home, we're only like an hour from LA. So the housing prices here is ridiculously cheap compared to LA. So a lot of people are coming into Bakersfield, and working from home that are from LA area or surrounding areas.
And with that, I know you said you've only been there about half a year, correct?
Yeah.
But what are some of the changes that COVID had brought you guys? Like, I mean, obviously you only have delivery out there, so most places that are dispensaries and have delivery saw delivery grow. Did you guys still see delivery grow over the last year and a half?
Yes, definitely. Because I mean, like you said earlier, there's like, we're the only ones here, so there's no like legal shops here. So like when we came in, at first we got a big following. I know, like I'd heard about them even before I jumped on with them. And their stuff was just kind of in the streets a little bit, like and then their delivery vans are really unique. So it took like a big hold on the community, I think. Just from like our packaging, and then knowing like we are from Bakersfield, like everyone is from here, and them being able to put themselves out there and market it, and be the forefront of it. And I think that's huge, because Jordan's from here, grew up here. His pops did too. They both went to high school here. They're all from here, so big ties in the community.
That's dope. That's super dope, man.
Yeah, so it's cool to be a part of, man. And then like the way I got brought in was, it was Kelly, like the from Nestle's one who brought me in, and I got to meet Jordan and his pops. And then now me and Jordan are road dogs out there. We go everywhere.
Road warriors.
That's right.
Getting the sales, slinging the packs, helping deliveries get to places.
What are some of the challenges of doing sales on that side, away from the delivery, of just doing the sales side, with California being so large? Like, have you guys experienced some obstacles within that?
I would say mainly like not being able to reach everyone, because like literally, like it's me and Jordan that handle basically all of Northern California. Like if you cut California half, just me and Jordan that are up there, moving around. And a lot of places, like you're not going to get on the phone with people. They're not going to email you back, those type of things. So you have to literally show face. You got to show up, and then you got to explain your brand, because we're new. So I think that's probably a big challenge right now for us. I mean, I'm not complaining at all, but just being able to get to more people, to get to more shops, to get to more deliveries, because it is just us, and we got to be on the ground, or else it's not very, it's tough to do things through the phone.
100%.
My bad, bro. My pigs were, yeah.
Wi-Fi turned into a snack again, huh?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, my damn turkey didn't took my phone.
It's fine, dude.
Thanksgiving, my turkey out back came in and just saw my phone, flew off.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I mean, I was,
I'm dead. I can't handle you guys.
That's pretty spot on. So Jordan, what do you guys got on your guys' plate for 2022? What are some of the goals you guys are trying to hit this next year?
Man, I would say moving definitely more into retail. You know what I mean? I think we've been doing a pretty damn good job. Like, I think we're about 3 months in, some like 75 accounts, which is not bad. Like, we're pushing our shit, and really our main focus is more grow. You know, phase 2. We have a $5 million round open right now.
Okay. Expand
Phase
the grow and
2.
expand that retail footprint.
That's right.
That's dope, man. I wish you guys nothing but success. I'm excited to smoke more of it. I've got to check out that Motorhead. I got to check out the Runts. And I haven't smoked a watermelon mimosa in damn near
Green Street.
60 days.
You
I'm
gotta
feeding.
try that pre 98 Bubba. I mean, it sold out in less than 30 minutes, but you know, maybe I could get you, you know, like maybe I could get you like a little baby, like, you know, dime bag, you know.
Hey, I will smoke all the floor weed from 420 Kingdom. It's still the kingdom. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Hit me with the floor trim.
That's mad funny. Well, we super appreciate you guys rocking with us on this episode, man. Staying up late. You know, we usually do these kind of late. Always appreciate the guests joining in late, man. Is there anything else you guys want the people to know, and where can the people find you guys?
Oh, real quick question. This is actually like live, like people are watching.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. My bad, dude. I was those really were pigs and horses. Okay, all right. So yeah, for us, bro, you can check us out. We got 420kingdom.com, obviously our website. We're building out our grow page right now. We got the delivery side in Bakersfield. Like we're in a bunch of different stores. You know, you can go check us out at local dispensaries. Check us out on Weed Maps, got the brand. I would say Instagram, but you know how they are. They keep deleting the fuck out of us. A bunch of haters, like straight up. Every 5 accounts we open, they delete us. So we have 420 Kingdom __, and then we have 420 Kingdom, all spelt out with letters. And those are the 2 that we just kind of run and do. And then, yeah, man. So check us out, bro. Like we'll I'd love to get people the product, right? So anytime, like bang our line and we'll put some shit together for you guys and make sure we can point you in the right direction.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Definitely a bunch of samples out there.
Let's go. Yeah, we got to tap in. I know I'll see you guys soon. We got Hall of Flowers coming up next month. We've got Emerald Cup coming up next month. There's Secret Sesh coming up next month. It's going to be a good time. So I look forward to definitely getting to break down some nugs with you again and really twist something up, man. Thank you guys again for so much for being on, this podcast with us. It really means a lot for y'all to be on the first season and help us explore, what cannabis looks like across North America. So appreciate y'all.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you guys for having us.
Mitch, take us out.
All right, man. Episode 47 with 420 Kingdom. Big ups to Jesse and Jordan for joining us tonight, man. We will see you guys.